Well, hello, Bill Shaka here. Welcome to another edition of the 5 Minute Motivator. Folks, as I continuously get emails on various topics, I kind of collate them and aggregate them and keep them into some type of format that I can go back to and look at and say, aha, I've got enough emails on this that there's enough of an interest. And one of the things that I speak of quite a bit and that I've done research on over the years is the notion of corporate culture and how motivation fits into that culture. And I've been getting a couple emails about that. So I decided to actually produce a 5 minute motivator that I like to call 3 ways to create a climate of motivation. Now, this climate of motivation fits into the corporate culture. Now, if you're a practicing manager or leader or executive, you can actually put these into practice. So these are actionable. And if you are an individual contributor, what you might be able to do is make some suggestions to the powers that be within your organization. So here's the first one. The first way to create a climate of motivation. Do you have a conducive physical footprint? As we get through all this COVID bullshit and we finally go back to a level of normalcy and we're actually back in the office and in our cubicles and our offices and so forth, does the physical footprint, is that conducive toward motivation? And what I mean by that is, I'll give you a couple examples. Is the air conditioner loud? Is the lighting poor? Is there a lot of reflection of noise that occurs? If those things occur, you need to take that into consideration. I know I've got into some areas that it was just so annoying to work at. And having a bit of an ear for this, being involved in music for as long as I have, I said, I think you're getting a lot of noise reflection. And all we had to do was install a couple styrofoam baffles to absorb the noise and deflect it. And it made the place so much better to work at. Little things like that. Little things like that make sense. Here's one thing that I noticed about a physical footprint. The company wanted to transform the building into a quote-unquote smart building so that they didn't allow individuals to open up windows. Matter of fact, the windows that were opened up, they didn't change the windows. They just made it a smart building and put a computerized air conditioner system in. But they welded the window shut. And man, did that piss off the employees. I'm not smart enough to open up my own window. So, you just have to be careful. Think that through. Conducive physical footprint. Here's the second. Allow employees room to grow. And by that I mean help them to fulfill their intellectual needs. Give them a little time to do research and to determine what is correct for them. Remember, 3M does that with their engineers. They give them time to work on their own pet projects. That's where Post-it notes came from. And, that made 3M probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 bazillion over the last 40 years. Something to think about. Give your employees that same ability. Tell them if you could actually institute a policy where you give them 5% of their time to work on whatever projects they want to, and you can aggregate that with some type of a form where those projects are all looked at. It's up to you. Just a suggestion to you. But give your employees some room to grow. You don't necessarily need to be the overseer of that as long as they know they have that time. And here's the last idea that I would have. What about your goal setting in terms of, or objectives in terms of following the vision? Are the goals fun? Are they inspirational? Are they sexy? And I'm not suggesting you change the goals. I'm just suggesting you perhaps you change the wording of them just to make them more interesting. So, folks, I'd like you to think about these 3 ideas for creating a climate of motivation. Make sure the physical footprint is conducive. Allow employees room to grow and to fulfill their own intellectual needs. And make sure that your goals are worded in such a way so that they're fun, inspirational, and sexy. Put those in place, and I have a feeling what you're going to find is the motivation in your organization is going to increase dramatically. Bill Shaka thanking you for another edition of the 5 Minute Motivator. Looking forward to seeing you in the next. Bye.